Hey everyone, it's Lennon. Welcome to the channel. Today I thought I'd do something a little different and share with you some things that I've been loving lately, okay? None of the things really really have a place in like a video to themselves. So I'm going to pack them all into this one video because I want to share that I've been loving these things, but like, yeah, this is going to be in this one like little, like, I guess favorites video. Okay, so first things first, I got this beautiful journal. I don't know why. I don't know why I like to grab these. They just look like a rug. And I just loved it so much. Like here's a non-glared version. Beautiful, cheap, $5 journal. I love these things for some reason. I love these particular hardbacks that lay flat, pretty much flat when you're opening them. I just love them so much. So, no journal. Haven't decided what I'm going to do with it yet, but that'll come, I guess. I think I actually want to use that journal for a devil study that I'm going to be conducting. Not on the channel or anything. It's just like in my personal life. With this book, The Witch's Devil by Roger J. Horne, I want to go back through it and take more copious notes. And it's in a synchronistic kind of a fashion. I've been interested in the devil, the humane side of the devil lately. I reread some of my favorite passages from Paradise Lost recently, and there's such a humane part of Satan in that book that I just adore. I just adore the fact that when Satan falls, okay, he becomes this the reigning one of hell over these other fallen, angels, demons now. He has such a profound philosophy that I just adore that poem. Going back through this with an actual notebook, because I just like, how you do. You don't think that there might be things in there that you want to take notes on, so I'm probably going to use that for a devil study because I want to read this. And then there's another book that I think I saw it on Emily's Instagram. Emily's Tarot and Magic Instagram. I'll leave that handle below. I think I saw this book about the devil and the history and all that. I want to pick that book up too. But I want to be conducting a devil thing. And I want to kind of get into the surreal humanity of the devil and of Satan as an archetype, because that's how I kind of feel about the devil anyway, and how it plagues us while also being a relatable figure. So anyway, I have this whole thing that I want to explore with the devil, but something that, like I said, in a synchronistic fashion that has come out of this is discovering devil figurines. I'm gonna plop some pictures here, probably, if I can. The pictures are not mine. They are probably from an exhibit of some kind, and I will leave the information for the exhibit below. Nick Cave, okay, the author, singer, songwriter, my brooding boy, okay. I have such an affinity for him. I like watching him, like watching him perform and watching him talk. There's just something about him that pulls me in, okay? And he recently, I don't know if it's recently, but he has done a series of what he's calling the devil figurines. I'll actually leave a video below where he kind of explains it, and it kind of, the line of ceramics that he's done goes in kind of like a chronological order of what he has imagined the devil's life to be. And it is really profound, really profound. It almost makes me think of my own Oracle, the Synthesis series, because of its surrealist nature, because of its imagined nature, because of its religiosity has a role, I'm pretty sure, but they're just fantastic. That I just love them. Like, if I could ever own one, it would be probably a prized possession of mine. And it's just such a it's so cool when you see artists that have a vision and that know how to, that can execute it well to where it really mirrors their vision. That's such a beautiful thing. And so, yeah, so I've been loving to, like, I keep going back to the website, his website, and the videos, the interviews that he's done, and just looking at his art, looking at him as an artist. And then on to clay works, because I haven't been interested in clay, in sculpture, but I recently got my hands on some leftover oven dry clay that my sons were using for something, and they had some left over, like a ball left over. And usually I keep some on hand anyway for small projects, but I just had, like, in the third synthesis series book that I've just finished, the drawings for and all that, I made a image of a shrine, and I thought to myself, I want this in real life. Like, it was something that I imagined, this small wall plaque type of a shrine. I said, you know, I kind of want this in real life, you know. It wasn't enough to put it onto paper. So with the leftover clay, I made these small shrines. I'm going to paint them and everything. I mean, I probably should have done that before this video, but I've just been loving looking at them white like this, with a little, you know, stamped a little hole there. The back is flat, and it'll just go onto the wall. And this happens to have a moon in it, but the shrine in the oracle is for a specific purpose. Like, there was a specific reason that the vision had come with and for a wall plaque specifically. So I'll probably use this for something much in the same vein, but I'm not going to give it away. You'll have to get the third oracle book when it comes out later this year. But how cool is this to put some tchotchke magic, and then, like, look, you can just fit a little tea light in there like that, like so. You can even do some moon magic with this. I'm going to secure the back and the hole itself with some, like, JB Weld, some really good, you know, glue, so that after it's been sitting a long time on the wall, it's not going to, like, droop and break. So I'm going to, you know, reinforce that and then paint it and all that. But isn't it lovely? Just a little handmaiden's dome looking thing. Perfect for this. Maybe some paper, maybe a petition, maybe another kind of a figurine. I don't know, but I just love it. And then I made an even smaller one because I didn't have that much left. I made a smaller one that has, like, a snake in there. And I just love this. I love that it has a snake. This is a very, like I said, it's probably as big as my palm. So very small, but big enough to hold a tea light. Just big enough to hold a tea light. And I'm probably going to put them together, but they're going to be for two different things. Again, I want to reinforce the hole here and paint it. I'm thinking about painting this, like, I want the snake to be green. I don't know, okay? But these are just filling me with so many ideas that it would be so cool if I had a bigger house to have these in lots of places around the wall, or maybe even have a shrine wall. I don't know, without going too, you know, too crazy with it. But I just love these. They're so cute. And this is my own form of, like, clay magic that I've been doing. And it was interesting because I made these before I realized that Nick Cave's ceramics were out there in the world looking beautiful. So I don't know, maybe there's something, you know how ideas work, maybe in terms of synchronicity, that's just been coming along and fitting in really nicely, okay? Clay, and then the devil, and then the devil books, and it's the devil study that I want to conduct, and it's just, it all fits. It all fits on the web. So anyway, I'll put those down here. Please don't let me step on them later. Let's see. We can talk about poetry next. We'll only have one book. I recently started Journey to the Dark Goddess by Jane Meredith. I love Jane Meredith. She has such a way with words, a way of talking about it in some more books that I have read of hers. I actually read a book by her and Fio Gade Parma that I really, really liked. So yeah, I was advised after a video I did kind of in the early spring. I did a video with tarot exploring the fact that, you know, in the fall we tend to descend to the underworld, right? And I know this as a I'll say as a student, as a student, deity student of Persephone, have been for a long time. Her and Ereshkigal, actually. Not necessarily Inanna. I love Inanna, but the myth doesn't really call to me as much as Ereshkigal's small part. She's always really been prominent, but then Persephone has always been there. And you know, I just something about the Persephone myth, because the Persephone myth reminds me a lot of the creation story, which is my all-time favorite story of all. There's just something, you know, you have that one of those myths that that calls to you, and the creation story is mine. So there you go. But I was advised after that Ascension, what I called the Ascension video, going through tarot and thinking about, yeah, we descend, but then in the spring we must ascend. And I never knew that this book, I've seen it everywhere, okay, but I never really understood that this book talks about the descent and the ascension. So I was advised to pick this up by some lovely friends of you, from you, viewers like you, and I picked it up at thrift books for cheap, and I'm loving it so far. Not that far into it, but she was really captivating me with the whole premise, you know? And so I'm excited to see what this brings. I'm probably going to take some notes with this, and I might do a proper review on the channel if y'all are interested in that, to hear my thoughts once I get done with it. So, but that is definitely a book that I'm loving recently. So as soon as I get off of here, I'll go and read it some more if baby doesn't wake up, you know, before I get done with this. Okay, poetry. I got Dylan Thomas back here, his collected poems. I've been sifting through this. He's so good. But I got that sitting back there with all my notebooks. My notebooks stay stacked back there. But then I have been compiling lists. I need to do this in a pragmatic way. But here, I'll fold this over. I have a poetry book that I want to put out in the future. Like I said in a couple of other videos, I've seemed to have the writing bug. I want to write, right? But I had so many poems in a lot of my notebooks, so I've been compiling a lot of my poetry from over the years, and it's been kind of fun because I've come across ones that I didn't even know were out there. And so I made a list of, I settled on a number, like around the 200 mark, and divided it up into sections because I want my poetry book to have chapters, because I knew that I needed them, because most of my poetry, since I've become a spiritual minded person, really go into all 5 genres, if you will. So it's all my poems will be divided up into 5 chapters, and I knew that I wanted enough poems in each of them to make a good sized book, a good sized poetry book, not just a chat book, if you will, which I could have done, but I wanted a book. And so I've been compiling them, and I've only got 128 that I've written the titles out, but I kind of divided them up and, printed out the 5 sheets and for the poetry book. I'm folding this down because I put the name of the book up here. It's already got a name. I already have a title for my poetry book. I already actually made the cover. So it's exciting, y'all. I got some good things coming out. All right. I've got some good things that are pouring out of me lately. And with the restlessness that I've been feeling, I've been trying to pour a lot of that restlessness, the vibrations that I've been feeling, into my creative endeavors. And most of the time it ends up exhausting me in a good way. Like it exhausts me, and then at the end of the night, I'm like, I feel kind of accomplished, like I'm like, oh, I found one more, or I wrote one more poem, or you know, I've really been trying to siphon the restlessness into creative energy. Doesn't always work, okay, because life gets in the way, but, you know, so I've got copious already, ones that I've already written, okay? So I've got like, I think 100, I think I counted them the other day, it was like 128. That's nice. But I've been going over them, the titles, to see if the titles match, and just thinking about the layout and how you know, if I'm going to incorporate drawings and stuff like that. That is on top of the memoir that I'm writing, but that's all on PC because I didn't take much notes for that. I've got an outline printed out over there that's tacked up to my tower that I just reference, and I kind of write just. So I don't have many notes for that, like a compilation thing. So when I'm writing that over in my computer area, synthesis is already done. So that's good. And I've been loving that you guys, in my last video, I talked about maybe wanting to do a live for Synthesis series, because I want to announce book 2 instead of putting it on Amazon and then not telling anyone like I did the first one because I was so scared. I really want to pump you guys up because I just love that it's out there. I love that it's out there. I love that it's done. I love that this soul project is getting out there. So, but I want to do like this fun live where I draw your imaginings. And I got a lot of good responses in the comments about, yeah, we'd love that. So that's going to come up. So I've been kind of liking figuring out how I would do that. Maybe do 2 cameras, like one for the face and then one where my hand is, so that y'all can actually see me drawing it. See the whole kind of the way in which I went through the process of doing synthesis. And so that's exciting. And then I've been loving Mags's new deck. Okay, so this is the last thing. I got this when it came out. The Tree Whisper, the newest Tree Whisper, the Dream Travelers. And I had to have this, you guys. Mags's creative projects always fill me with creative inspiration. But as a winter lover, I knew I needed Dream Travelers because, I mean, the color palette is just awesome. Now, I love the original Tree Whisper, I have the long skinny one. And then I thought that nothing could top The Secret Garden, because as a lover of that book, of that story, the aspect of story, that particular aspect of The Secret Garden and magic and enchantment, and I love that. Nothing could top that. And then she came out with a winter version of this, and I was like, so I picked this up, and it's been so good. Oh, I keep that in there. I need to put that out. So, like, let me show you the wolf, because the wolf was one of those. I love this. God, it's like creepy, but like, look at that. Like, I don't get winters like this here. What is this one called? Hidden. I don't get winters like this, but hell, I barely even get autumns like this. So good, though. So good. Like, look at this. This looks like a bluebell. Oh, but it looks like a queen. Like she's the queen bee. This is called Relativity. I love that Mags incorporated this sort of, the sense of time. The sense of time and space within this Dream Travelers. Because almost like the dream itself, the dream world, the dream land is outside of that. And as a lover of that kind of stuff, I thought that was nice. Look at that. Oh, and this, remember, like, if you know Mags's work, they're mirrors, like kaleidoscoped. And so the fact that she kaleidoscoped this made it into a path. It's called time dilation. Oh, so good. Let me see. So many spirits here. So many spirits. This reminds me of a deer. Looks like a deer. But the wolf. Woo, the wolf. I love Enigma. It's like a red color with a pink sky. I love that. Like, it says Enigma, but it reminds me of Stigmata because of the red color. So I put some form of, I guess you could call it iconography. I plug that in there. Okay. What should be the last damn card? I love the sense of dormancy within this. Where are you? Here it is. That's not it. Here it is. All right. This and it's called instinct. Okay. Look at that. Doesn't it look like a wolf face? Oh, so good. She mirrored that. So, folds of light. This folds of light reminds me of the priesthood, actually, because these look like 3 hierophants, for lack of a better word, coming down, and then there's one right here, and it looks like he's got that vestment there, and he's got the hands, and they almost look like flames there, or like he's holding them like this. So it's very reverent, this, to me. And this is called Folds of Light. I'm telling you, Mags' work always gets me. Always gets me. So that was Dream Travelers. Been loving that. So yeah. So there are some things I've been loving lately. And I know that in my last video, I talked about yearning. And of course the restlessness. And none of these actual things would ever fill my discontent, okay? But I believe in finding joy in the small moments. So when I finish something, or when I make something, when I can pour my creative endeavors into something, or my creative energy and manifest something, then that fills me with a sense of accomplishment. It fills me with the reward hormone, you know? But then also reading and taking notes fills me with so much love, gaining knowledge, right? But then just looking at what other people are doing, looking at the art that other people are making and doing, fills me with a sense of camaraderie that always makes me feel good, like with Nick Cave's Devil Ceramics. But then also finding things to look forward to. I'm looking forward to reading the books that I read. I read a lot. This is not the only book I'm reading, trust me. I just noticed that there was this pin in my hair. Well, I'm not going to redo the video without a pin in my hair, so. Something to look forward to. Plans that I have, like the Devil Study that I want to do. Coming up with my own. I think that what I want to do at the end of my Devil Study is kind of make up my own story. Almost like my own fiction. Like my own fiction with the devil. Come up with my own story. I mean, like what he's gone through, how I see that happening. Just kind of taking my imagination and running with it. That's kind of, I think that's what my end goal will be. Like my final project, if you will. So that should be interesting. I don't know if I'll do it, but right now I like that idea of having a final project after the study. So that gives me something to look forward to. It stops the restlessness. Y'all tell me what y'all have been loving lately. Okay? Hope everyone's having a great day. Much love.